Today I am going to explain you something very interesting about the learning process. Now it will be useful for anyone who is involved in studies, but it will be more useful for those who are going to face competitive exams. So let me begin. Learning process. The learning process. The sooner you learn this, the better it will be for you. Now, if you want to learn anything, whether you are trying for your, school or college examinations, or you are trying for any competitive examinations, this learning process, the awareness of this learning process will make you a better student, it will make you a better aspirant, and it will increase your chances of success. So, it's all mind game. You have to understand this. See, any type of learning, it depends on your brain. Learning depends on your brain. Undoubtedly, it depends on your entire brain. Now, there is a reason why I am writing entire brain. In coming discussion, the reason will unfold itself. Now, the entire brain depends on the thinking process. The entire brain depends on the thinking process. Thinking process. And the thinking process depends upon knowledge. It depends upon knowledge. Now, whatever I am telling you, I have derived it from the library of my experiences in life. And this is what I want to share with all of you, and I feel that it is going to help you. Now, stay focused and try to understand that how this thinking process works and what are the main elements of thinking process. See, you cannot learn anything unless you cannot think about it. And any type of learning, what should be the outcome? What should be the outcome of any learning? What you want, if you want to learn something, what you want from your endeavor. See, first thing you want is the storing of knowledge. It is storing knowledge. And the second thing you want is whenever the circumstances will so demand, you should be able to apply the knowledge. So second thing is application of knowledge in future. Application of knowledge in future use. So this should be the outcome of your learning process. See, in examination, competitive exams, they demand the same thing, that whatever knowledge you have gathered, whether you are able to apply it or not. So now you see, thinking process will help you to store the knowledge, and it will help you to apply the knowledge in future use. Now see how. See, there is a process. Thinking process, there are steps in the thinking process. Now, the very first stage in the thinking process is memory. Okay, memory is the first thing in the thinking process. If you want to learn something, you have to think about it. And you can think about that thing that you have learned only if you have a memory of that. And when we talk about memory, we talk about long-term memory. Long-term memory. Now, in today's class, I am going to explain this memory thing in detail, but you should know the other processes, the other stages in the thinking process. After memory comes comprehension. Comprehension. After comprehension comes analysis of the data. Means one thing you can break up into many parts and you can understand the different parts to derive conclusions. So it is analysis. After analysis, it is synthesis. See, synthesis is that there are different types of data from different sources. You have to collect and then you have to connect and then you have to make a whole reality out of different differentiated things. So you have to bring too many things together and you have to make a whole lot of that. So that is synthesis. And then lastly you have your feedback. And feedback can also be referred as evaluative process, evaluation. Now you have to undergo all these things to concrete your entire learning process. Now memory plays a very important role in your learning process. See, memory is very important. Our identity is only because of our long-term memory. See, we remember our childhood, we remember who we are. If we won't be having a long-term memory, we will lose our identity as well. Now, long-term memory is of two types. One is your semantic memory and next is your episodic memory. Now, semantic memory, in this, it is the root of, language, the signs, the words, the pronunciation. We remember language, the ins and outs of language, words, meaning of words, the sound of words, the sound of words. So these things are rooted in semantic memory. Semantic memory is, the seat of the memory of language. So we have understood the meaning of words, the meaning of, expressions, many things we have learned in our early childhood. We still remember that. How and why? Because these have found place in the long-term memory, and there is a special segment which holds all this, and we call it as semantic memory. Now, episodic memory it's like episode. It's like understanding the whole picture. See, we understand those things of which we become a part of. We remember experiences. We remember if we have visited some place. We have the memories of, on some picnics we have gone. We have good and bad memories. So it is all episodic memory. Why you remember stories? Because you try to find out everything. You hear the whole thing. So it's all about, early experiences. So basically it's the whole. Okay, understanding the whole. Now, if you want to learn something nicely, so anything what you're learning, you read history, you read civics, you read, accountancy, commerce. So the subject matter is expressed through language, and then it has its content. So the thing is, it's a trade off between two things, the language and the subject matter. So both the things, if you learn it well, it will be transferred to your long term memory. But there is a way that how the information or the data goes into the long term memory, from temporary to, from temporary memory, how information goes to permanent memory. Permanent memory. See, experts, they have given it a word. Now, the word is rehearsal. R-E-H-E-A-R, rehearsal. Rehearsal. Rehearsal means, we repeat something. We repeat again and again. But it is not mere repetition. See, rehearsal also is of two kinds. One, the experts call it as maintenance rehearsal. Maintenance rehearsal. And the next one is your elaborative. Elaborative rehearsal. Okay. Now you see. Now maintenance rehearsal, you just keep on repeating. Just keep on repeating the sound of the words. You need not think about those things. Just keep on simple repetition. So this is maintenance rehearsal. If you just simply repeat something again and again. But elaborative rehearsal is something in which you also think that what that thing is. You are thinking and you are thinking again and again about that subject matter. So that will boil down to elaborative rehearsal. Now the question is that what memory is the best memory? What kind of memory is the best memory? So that memory is the best which has undergone the maximum of elaborative rehearsal. Means you have learned something, but you have also thought of that. The more you think about it, the more it will be, deep rooted in your deeper folders of your subconscious mind. So repetition while thinking about it. You are thinking in detail. You have to think more and more about it. So now you see. Now next is your, after memory comes comprehension. See, you keep on memorizing something without understanding the meaning of that thing, it will not lead to true learning. True learning comes only when you have understood what you are learning. Okay, understanding is very important. Then analysis, as I have already explained, that you have to, many a times, you have to divide one thing into many parts, and then you have to understand the parts, and then you form a conclusion. In the same way, the synthesis is the opposite of analysis. Now, in synthesis, you bring together ideas from different sources, and then you form a common, a full reality. And then feedback or evaluation, asking yourself, what have you understand? What have you understood? What is the outcome of your the entire learning endeavor? So this is the thing. But then